Right, so today, maybe have a very deep-rooted industry conversation with one of the country's most rated bar rappers. Until let me start off with a bar. We are back on the show like Conroe. Charlie, is that a bar? Charlie, it's a show. I told you, Brabeka Busiokesi no home, Faunsa, Efa Domano, Boasie, Pine, BKC Networks on YouTube and become part of the bigger family. Welcome to your favorite and most authoritative infotainment platform here with my humble self, MC Portfolio. And that is where we set national conversations in the industry. Makacha will say, Michelle, person exclusive to Unya. And also you can sit back and enjoy our previous interviews. Charlie, you take some Sepion BB and now enjoy our previous interviews. So let's take a breather when we back. But before that, Kai said, CJ Multimedia, ye Jumekua. Yaba, se wo ye event, meka private event, say mass event, open one kadie. Bronica and logistics, ye mebo stage mount, ye lightning mount, ye was screens, ye won kadie be brave, even streaming crown up say yamawa. We are the masters and we have all the logistics at your disposal. So contact us. I think the contacts are rolling. You can get in touch with us. So now, ye program, ye event, bia na new idea. You want us to help you with the architecture of the event, the concept, the promo, the marketing, the coordination, the planning, the buff consult. We have the men. Mranti omako school event mo be boa ama event no ho nyoma nyina ye be ama odi ane se wakoda. O budget yesen, we will plan with you on your budget and the very day obehuna event number so see the open now. The buff consult, we have the men. Anyway, like I said earlier on, I'm here to have one of the most awaited conversations. I mean, it needed to be had. And the man is here. When we come back, I'll unveil my superstar on the show today. Stick and stay with me.
The portfolio.
Oh, hey, my ball time me a chip. So, bet na hen chess. Hey, when him say oh you fresher. First year like for push na me train so but my ball hopo. When ye me the ni ye bia ma menya ho do. Be she me ho sada da boat me che okodo. Jamanyami budo bra ball fufro. Fi say when yate one wate me here or me gallery me buso me salary no. Metiasia ma waje. Yeah. What's up people? It's your boy Kojo Okyeame President Young Daddy Lumba. Unim dada. And this is my portfolio with MC Portfolio.
The portfolio.
Name your top rappers, and if this guy is not on your list, Charlie, also a review. And I know, sir, more hip hop heads, you'll be super excited to have this conversation with me. And yes, none other than the young Daddy Lumba, the Osekrom presidents, Dada among Kwaku, my friend Dada, because Tiasi didn't my friend Dada. Of course, Kojo Q is my guest on the show today. This whole Q thing is what people want to understand. I mean, nice Ashanti name Kojo, and then this Q whole thing. Like people want to understand how it emanated and started and all that.
Yeah, and you know, it was maybe around 2011 or 2012.
More than a decade.
Yeah, I just say aha any soon.
What your name be?
Say like we are yeah, I just say aha any sunyane almost everywhere but Accra there. Na movie aye jumama you know Kaboom was like one of the biggest artists
at that time.
At that time, right? So one of the biggest.
Okay, before you continue the story. That time no na ye boko Okyeame and you bem pa na nam street man na boys in the yeah.
I think head not bo trinko.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
let's take our viewers back to memory lane.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
it's head not bo trinko na your one logo like any stone.
Okay.
Ne or ministons are popping remix.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are a bunch of things, right?
Okay.
Yeah. But now still yeah finding it hard. But no be asked will be a juma. Right. Ono obiade ono an energy na eden epia enti no like four of us me Yasapon kuma David Carter Mark Vosa Tompo of L2 Anna Pee-wee.
Right.
We had a meeting and we were like Charlie if you see combining forces you better you beat my father because I'm for around or more the general J video way it's you combine a better and then I beat my father enti no you have a meeting we decided to say about combining no a bar up here Q and the meaning was kind of
suggested
like,
by
I think it was Tompo because like when a DJ cues music, it's like that's what's next in line. So we felt like we were next to have the spotlight and stuff. So yeah, by the queue and I can come, yeah, Casey at that time only designing logo for him, yeah. Right. And at that time I was like maybe the most active member on social media, right, and kind of like the marketing.
How old is your Facebook account though?
I am sure my Facebook account is maybe from 08 or something.
Yo, pioneer man.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of the ideas I made the buyer. Now me feel say the social media na everything my movie fastness say obia fuck you and Canadian, including now for anybody or around us I reach out to or no.
So as early as 2010, you were visionary. I say it looks like you started employing digital to your advantage at the early stages.
Because at that time that was all we had. What did I say? Yeah. Before I am from the era right before the digital revolution. And now me study, but now me co studio time and now here producer.
Okay.
So as I said, now I will hear producer be many discussion one sana wako haneko. It will access easy sir.
Right.
Uber recorded ready-made song, which at that time we called masters.
Right.
Because at that time now usika I just a demo now demos here mono radio so. To be my recorded masters no here producer. So what did I mention? It's I'm from the towards the end of that era. The digital revolution I feel while bit my nyumna de to YouTube, while bit my nyumna de ma Parkwesi Big X, while bit my nyumna de ma Lifestyles GH Ghana mixtape. It's me no I was like I went from trying to find a producer to having this avenue. I was always there.
Okay.
So trying to many way there also me find the way be am the better.
Or the put yourself out there.
Yes. And see I had a lot of like self-education trying to figure out how to market stuff online at the time. Yeah. It's you see it's our tactic no. A man called father than almost because obi be on Facebook na it didn't go be who be na Q na then na fe other people cry anymore person almost there. Oh, you meet me there, I can't be doing yeah.
So you started a whole community, build a whole movement.
Yes, and that was the idea to start that collective that way, build that movement.
So the rationale as I'm community now building, was it to really give Ashanti, like creatives from Ashanti representation, say Charlie, we deserve all the attention we are creating. I mean, that is who we are. Was it a movement for the region or it was just something you were doing without any cause in mind?
No, to be fair, it was a movement for the region first.
Okay.
Because we were here.
Okay.
And it was a movement for us and other people who were surrounded by. So obviously it was for the region first. Okay. But you started pushing, other people started joining on from other regions. And we felt like, it's cool. Once you identify with it and idea children so other people joined that were not Kumasi people. There are people from Takra, there are people from Sudan, whatever. Yeah, but initially it started as like a focus on taking
the creative side. Then in that community, why are you the only musician that became the face? Were you the only artist in the movement?
No. I wasn't even part of the maybe top 3 artists.
So that time one giant community. Kaboom was a Q member.
Yeah, like Kaboom is an OG. Like Kaboom is one of the first people that made us realize that it was possible for what we are doing to become.
So he was the biggest at then.
So it was Kaboom, and then Lucika came.
Oh, Lucika too.
Yes, you understand. And Lucika came, and then I think maybe I could put myself at 3.
Okay.
Yeah, there were other people, but I think at that point in time, I think maybe I could put myself at 3. Yeah, but eventually, even people like Etumpine came to have like a massive hit and like just
the thing.
Yeah, you understand. Okay. Yeah.
So Etumpine was also part of the whole community.
Mr. Easy was around at the time. Kade and So. Kankam, who I still think was the most talented. Charlie, they were just Blair. Like they were just
Blair, man. Shout out to Blair, man. That is a young OG over there, Charlie.
There was just a lot of people that used to even produce a Senor. You understand? Senor, who, by the way, is the original producer of Easy's Bankulais.
Okay.
And then Juice remixed it, and then they go like,
No, so it's good that we are sharing this whole history. So for those who want to know how the Q movement started, that is a collective, a creatives, how Moye collective or Moye movement to represent the region and all that. And now we had superstars from the movement, yourself, Kaboom, Lusika. Now Ohima, as you say, Ohima and all that. Yeah. But how did Lusika end up in the hands of Sarkodie's Rap University? Like, why did he exit Q and tell about Lusika?
No, she did. Lou never exited Q. Yeah, she never exited Q. It's just like I'm saying, our idea for even forming the thing was to finally break the last frontier, which was to crack that crack code.
Okay.
Right. So the Rap University was just another way of.
But the Rap University was a Tema movement.
Yes.
So how did an indigent?
That's what I'm saying. That it was just another way of. It was like she was just affiliating, sort of. You understand? Because even the first move we made on her behalf was in Rap University. It was actually 2131. It was Jay Foley.
Jay Foley. Yes.
You understand? Like Jay Foley came in to manage her and made her bigger.
Okay.
And then that was just one of the moves.
Where did the Q movement discover Lusika? Mokofani free him.
Hey, Pee-wee is the best person to answer this because now me was school.
Okay.
See, me was school. I think who was it? It was Trix, who's an Accra boy that was around a lot. That's what I'm saying. As time went on, we had a lot of affiliates that were not even Kumasi before. Yeah. I'm saying Trix friend say, Charlie, new girl be around, like she be very fire. Like new girl, French girl be there. I don't know where she came from. I just came. We were school. Me back. No around.
Okay.
No my in the first record. No be allo.
No be allo.
Yeah. No my extra video.
Sometimes we share Lusika the potential in her. As you say, Wakoye or him man. Do you feel say there was a lot she could offer the game as a female hardcore female rapper?
Lusika had everything. I would say maybe the only thing she didn't have was a mastery of Chi.
Okay.
Because she had just come in.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
She had just come in. She didn't speak Chi too well. She didn't speak English too well.
Okay.
But apart from those two things, she had everything. She was a hustler. Right? She was a hustler. She had the look. The look was number one.
Personality,
she was a star.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so like Lusika had everything.
Everything.
Yeah, she had everything. The decision not to keep going was a personal one. It has nothing to do with whether she could have cracked it or not, because she did crack it to a certain degree. You understand? Yeah.
And what you say Wakoye or him and all that? What came into your mind?
No, I always knew that. Yeah, because her grandma was the grandmother of Manson Kunta before her. Okay. So I always knew that. It wasn't a lie. I always knew that it was. Or I just say be on pet. What I say, like maybe it wasn't shocking for me.
She had the potential to become the face of rap for the female.
And now she is the face of her community, and she's doing incredible for them. It's all the same thing.
Out of the Q movement, now we have. Is Mr. Easy a millionaire or a billionaire?
You have to ask him.
Yes, but he's virtually achieving a millionaire status, and I mean, Seb, let's take it back to how Mr. Easy any Munya affiliation, because people even doubt say only Mr. Easy, Ali my hustle, my studio, my share with us your encounter with Mr. Easy, how it started.
So Pee-wee Studio was like the hub in Kumasi for anybody that at that time who wanted to record like top-notch, top-level.
Satameo, Pee-wee Studio, Satameo.
No, Bantima Abronsan, Joma Abronsan. Yeah. So it was either Oko Pee-wee Ho, and now maybe I'll call Lazio.
Okay,
and Lazio was
beats.
just like down the street from us.
Okay.
Lazio used to be in our studio like all the time.
All the time.
And you know, it was like one family anyway.
Right.
It most of the time, you know, Nigerians, especially on Beba, KNUST, you know.
Okay.
So on Pepe be a record, yeah.
Okay, that was the
Yes.
nearest.
Yeah. And see, that's how Easy found his way there. And in the beginning, no, shut down, and you shut down in the life, sir.
What?
I think so. For long, for being a buy.
Okay.
I know, baby, that's it. It's a hard no about it, but me, we born in you be chairman. Not me, Philly, and I'm in a year. Next time I'll buy them, you, yeah, joint. It's a minute year, normal, and you too.
Okay.
I didn't release it. And I think later I saw another one, but through Q, no, or Sabi share Clue Monster.
Okay.
Or no, so adenta.
Okay.
Right? And only Clue a jelly kakra. Terms only Clue jelly or munya some chemistry be. No, only Clue recorded a whole mixtape. I know friend about to glow mixtape. And no sooner na original Bankulize no war. Senyon produces our original Bankulize.
Okay.
But lead single and a freestyle tape no see a PP dance.
Okay.
I'm loving a
PP
dance.
dance.
Yeah, no try
okay.
video. General Jenny try video no I think. Yeah. Or we try video yeah BBR.
Okay, so Mr. Izzy was like, I'm coming to escort my friends to do music.
Yes.
Okay.
Anna, I saw.
So he used to come around the studio and all
Yeah.
that. Satam, now you were with the Q movement and all that.
I was always around. I was around before it was the Q.
So seeing Mr. Izzy around, how was he like? Was he a studio rat? Was he just gallivanting around? What was it like?
He wasn't really a studio rat.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Like I said, he had other things that were more important to him. Yeah. Okay. So he will come, but it's not like us where we were there like all the time. No, he will come. And then you won't see him for a while, and then he will come, and then you won't see him for a long time.
So how did the collaboration, like it's 10 years, more than a decade, how did it happen? Did he approach you? Because that time you had a little bit of mileage in the region.
No, I approached him because I heard him. He had done something, and I liked it.
At that time, he had no mainstream feature.
No. I have never cared about that. Music for me is about what will make the music sound like incredible. You understand? So maybe I know, like I heard something Pee-wee
played that there is a young guy coming out.
You know, posing why, and I'm like that time I was like Easy Nakamura. Yeah, that was his full name at the time. Why BB and he played. I was like, yo, this guy is incredible.
Okay.
And then we did like 2 songs, which I never put out anyway. So it's not like he had any benefits. Do you feel bad not releasing songs you did it Easy 10 years ago? No, I do not regret much.
Why much? So why do you regret a little bit? Some element. Why do you have some element of regret for not really putting out the song you recorded with him years ago?
I don't not regret much in life. I don't have any regrets with whatever I've done with him.
But then people would say because by then you didn't think he could become this big. That is why you never released the song.
But I recorded the song with him.
And then.
Do you know how many songs I've recorded that I never put out? Yeah, so it had nothing to do with whether you didn't think he could become this big. Back then nobody operated off of who could become this big because you had no idea who could become big. Do you understand what I'm saying? You had no idea who could become big. Anybody could be big at any time. We were not even, we were creatives. We operated more off of Akwa Oyadio Minini Bibi.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like I was in the studio one afternoon, Flowking by. I mean share that. Okay. I was just there no by and or see or joint be a friend is saying remix of Kwaku's Popping.
Okay.
In Opesame the verse also because I think say na Slim coming once so much and what it had nothing to do with whether he thought I could be big or not. You understand? And he didn't need to do that. He was way bigger. Like he was a legend to me when he walked in that studio.
Okay, so did you ever get starstruck when Flowking entered the studio for the first time?
Yeah, like I've been starstruck by Kaboom. I've paid to enter a Kaboom show. I've been starstruck by Flowking Stone. I've been starstruck by Okyeame Kwame. The first time I met Okyeame Kwame, like I was now be forbidden this. Because at that particular moment, that was when he was calling himself the best rapper alive.
Yeah.
And at that particular moment, he was the best rapper alive to me.
Okay.
And I wasn't expecting to see him anywhere.
Okay.
So me were certain Pokalos.
Right.
But for some say me kota dia.
Pokalos in Shiaso.
Yeah.
Okay.
But for some say me kota. No, Pokalos not in Shiaso. Pokalos is that Tafun Shiaso?
Yes.
Yeah, it's in Shiaso.
Yes.
Yeah. But Satan you need Tafun Shiaso near or the champs.
Okay.
No, the champs are no movie.
Right.
See, but for some say me kota there, but me pia me won't say. Okyeame Kwame na you know. Me now bear for me so.
Superstar.
Bro.
Superstar.
Me now bear for me like, and to this day, I still have like all of that reverence because me obi oni me bia nim say I'm a hip life head.
Okay.
What I say, me nyoma baba be kutina be bia ka say hip hop nkwa na me tie na we mo dey say I'm a hip life head like true and true. So all of those people are like legends to me. Okay. To this day.
Okay. How do you feel about that family of three? No, Okyeame Kwame, Flowking, Kunta, reigning for a decade and over, like they were the poster boys of Ashanti music and all that. How do you feel about their longevity and their impact in the industry? Because it's out there, say generation who feel say Tamo Mujina no, or man boy city no, or man boy the creatives in the city, or man putting people on and all that. Share with us with you. Do you share sentiment of people?
I don't share those sentiments. Like I'm saying, Stone walked in the studio, didn't know me from anywhere, put me on a joint, shot a video for it. It was one of my first like mainstream looks. Gave me a verse for my own song. Gave me 2 verses for my own song.
That song, Karina, is it I Didn't Cry?
I Didn't Cry. I Didn't Cry is the one you heard. The second one that he gave me a verse for also never came out. So
anytime I watch a Didn't Cry video with your kiddie face, I mean, yes.
He just made them into me in casa. I can never stand anywhere because that would just be being.
But then at that time, I now claim say no one was wearing those sacrum everywhere they went. These 3 brothers had been doing it for.
But that wasn't at that time. That wasn't really at that time. That was like, what do they call it? But yeah, they are props to them. They had won it for. They had won it for a long time, right? They are props to them. That they had won it for a long time. I don't know why we still felt like we needed more, but I guess we felt like we needed more. Okay. Yeah, but props to them. They did really well.
Okay, so when you say you needed more, you needed them. There was a lot of expectations on them when they became the poster boys.
I never place expectations on another person. I do not believe that me from boy will be in some. I do not believe that. It is up to me to decide how I scale that. I do not share that sentiment. In fact, say at that time, now wankasa umpo oti game nasia. And Kaobetia say even for a mom hono, they were going through a lot. Okay. There was because it's not an easy thing. Right. So that's emotions. So me, I never really felt like that at any point. But I understand that that sentiment was a sentiment that was around. Yeah.
If you were in the shoes of the brothers, Okyeame Kwame, Flowking, what would you have done differently in their time and Omure?
I think that for most people, maybe are not the more expected to say on features. Ebi omo bo show bi omo kwan no mo so abe perform any other. I think for most people that was what was expected. I don't know what I would have done in their shoes because we Martin and they all can. But uro be shoes man na who the problems are no so facing and then the entire own team in there. Yeah, so me I don't I think everything a lot happens as it's supposed to happen. Okay. You know, and the timing of the universe also counts for much.
All right. You have been in the other ends of the industry. You've tested the region and our approach to the industry from the Kumasi side. And now you've been with, the capital near the day. What do you think differs in how our creatives from the region approach the industry business and that of Accra Fono? You have dealt with both regions and their creatives. What is the difference in the approach to the business? See, you for no then I was see
I I will stop you here and say maybe I had more knowledge about how Kumasi for a year or more Enyoma back in the days. Not so much nowadays because I am not as involved in
vibrant in the
sending amount for a year or more Enyoma waha. Back in the days, yeah. But I won't even say just Kumasi. We have maybe an industry-wide problem, which is that we need more people who understand the business of music on a global level. What I said, because right now it's a global game. Right now, yeah, about Kumasi or Accra or right now it's a global thing. We need more people who understand the business of music on a global level. You understand?
Okay.
And for example, there was a lot of entitlements without any systems in place to give back. As a young rapper, I felt like it was the radio's duty to play my music just because it is good.
Support your own.
Yeah, just because it is good. It's not even about. You understand? Okay. This thing was that me try video never. I was a TV boy, cause video never.
Now you felt entitled. So
yes, it is a. So me try video never, and I say, if you come and find come on TV for any too, but me who say be Pablo try video be almost show video, but won't show media, but media never saying Pablo DM.
Then you start ranting.
Yes, more supporting at the end. You understand? Old age and experience has taught me that nothing in this life really works like that. It is cool to let the fans believe that a lot of this thing revolves around the best gets the most, but that's not really what it is.
Right.
Yeah. In fact, it's incredible marketing that gets you anyway.
Right.
So that's the chance. So I think maybe that attitude,
entitlement. You free Kumasi, so born near that because the DJs also came at. They say only musicians from the city kasa or more ranting ko. The presenter and DJ feels like Mufili say we are entitled to play your song and to put you on. If the material are not good crying, I will see a bob because me. So I think one thing that the media felt was worrying our creative was entitlement. Okay.
And I can understand that from like the point of view of the media. That's OT radio, so we'll be so money, money. I can totally understand that. I think what we needed to do though, because we are all stakeholders, they need us like we need them. So what we needed to do was have more conversations about then you hear free more. They hear free more on the same mobile. Right. Then I'm also hear free. Obi a bonyo mama. Every 3 months, you perceive a show be or chroma, you perceive a show be right. A boy, my saboy, right? Because you're about to be performing a month for 10 almost saying, what I say, if we had more of these conversations instead of attacking each other, maybe we would have done better. But like I'm saying, Charlie, the universe is always on time. I feel like what needed to happen when it needed to happen, which is Asakaa.
Right.
And I'm thankful for that.
You believe that Asakaa is the best revolution that represents the region, like any civil region from, industry embarrassment or giving us a seat in the.
What is industry embarrassment?
Because at a point in time, conversation you mentioned Kumasi, there was no brag for the city. At a point in time, maybe after Flowking.
We always had people like we've always.
But why do you think Asakaa is the redeemer?
Man. We've always had. Asakaa is incredible in the sense that it no longer was a single person. So what I say. Before, maybe I was Stone held it down for a long time.
Right.
Especially after like Kunta was, you understand? Or Kaboom held it down for a long time also. Or Strongman held it down for a long time. But Asakaa is the first time in a very long time where you have like 6, 7
superstars out of the blue,
like a dome.
Yeah.
And it is not just a dome. The sound is also affecting the industry sound. You know, it's the first time in a very long time. And style of a nyuma. Industry so I be. So that's a chance. Right. So just because of that, it's super. For me, I'm super proud of Asakaa because that is kind of what I in my head I envisioned for the queue. It didn't really happen that way. In my head, that's what I thought. That we will have a moment where all of us are huge, and then we can help even more people. Yes.
So you think Asakaa really lived the dream of? It's living your dream.
Yeah, they're living there, and I'm happy, and I'm every time. I'm one of those people that if I see something and somebody else does it, it makes me feel better because it tells me that I'm not crazy.
Okay. My
biggest thing is seeing something that nobody else is seeing, and I'm talking about it, and it sounds like you are crazy because I do fan okay. So if I'm unable to do it and somebody else does it, relief. I knew this thing will work. You understand? Because for me, most of the time it's not really about me. It's about collectively how, because say uye bibia ya. So I said, what's mami use analogy way. What's neighborhood be? Obie ni nso. Right? Obie ni nso neighborhood more. Na won kwa koye move bi na onye nso a. Onu fie you guys think you are cool.
Yeah.
But now because I'm kwa na mo nso ni ntino. I confirm ba. Omo pese mo bi pae ba. Omo so ye on be bege keke so ye de. Eba. But instead of getting nothing just for yourself, no. So man be say okay, you're in so problem or area mo ha. How you bet me solving and yes solving in so problem now. Now you don't have all that energy again because obia on so so nobody is putting all of that energy on you. So what's a chance? And I walk around and say unso bibi sina unso sa utimi rapper blow fie get there. So what's a chance? So that is one of the reasons why I love Asakaa.
Sometimes do you wish you were a member of Asakaa?
No, never wish that.
Oh, really?
And I've never wished that.
Their style of music is
no, it won't be authentic.
Okay.
There are people that know each other that have vibed off of each other for a long time. It just won't. That's not how I am.
Okay.
So that's the emergency. It won't be authentic, and it's even weird because the first time I was walking there, the first time I actually met them, I didn't know how I was going to be received. But
it's because first time I wish Asakaa for now what to say you too wild they snob people no. But when you say you didn't know how they were going to receive you, then
because I'm a Kumasi boy, I know.
Kumasi for says okay,
I know.
That's
minim say unye bibiama meda. Na me feel say nka oye in a position to do something for me. And I unye bibiama meda. Na me ye bibima me ho.
Na fa
na fe all of a sudden oh ba. I know that energy.
Yeah. And openly, it was some knowledge out there. Say, I mean,
but I probably went there before
the whole movement.
Before a lot of people started coming in. Because the first time I met them, I was actually taking people from Complex to go and cover them for Complex UK.
Okay.
That was the first time I met them. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I didn't know.
Okay.
And if my biggest issue was for the fact that me can't team to not disrupt their Complex for because I knew what Complex were coming to do was huge.
Okay.
For them and for the city.
Okay.
So my only worry was, and the Complex people needed me to lead because me na me Kumasi or more connection too.
Okay.
Right? So my biggest issue with even thinking about how they will receive me is what if it affects how they receive the Complex people too?
Okay.
So
the person me tell you. Time a Complex for BC so now connect to Asakaa for. A lot of things were running through your mind, including how you think the boys were going to receive it. It's because of Nsema what first our boys
when I make us and Nsema mate. And na mate who say I'm a Kumasi boy. I know how we are, including me.
Me.
And I'm a analogy says, say, me feel say I wasn't carry baby mame. And I want ye. Na me am ye baby mame home. Now all of a sudden you giddy bar. My energy towards you is the same energy that they will give.
It makes sense.
But what's out here?
It makes sense.
What I say? I've never met a Kumasi person that is not like that. Say, I deal with now. Say, I wasn't cowboy. What's the chance? So they were well within their rights, and I would have understood that.
Okay.
So what's the chance?
So when you went there, finally, how was the reception?
When I went there, the first person I met was actually DMC.
Right.
And it turns out like, oh, we grew up around each other at some point, but we just never
really
met.
Built any rapport or something.
We never met.
Okay.
Right? But we grew up around each other. Into no Bocom Estate. Oh, Scorpion. Now it's a Scorpion more down. Then I was like, oh. And he already knew. Later,
yes, and he said he has confessed that you inspired him.
Yeah, I didn't even know that, right? Yeah. But the first time I met him, so he was like, Charlie, and the energy was so real, and I was like, oh. So I calmed down a bit before I met like the rest of them.
The
so like, I go there and I meet the rest of them, and they are also like cool. They're all like all super cool and things.
I think among them, the one that's really emerged from our generation would be Bank. Did you have a relationship with Bank?
I had a relationship with Bank before. Yeah, I had a relationship. I think with Bank, not Bank, name Madame Fubi from JSS.
All right.
And the core, I think Christian Service University or something. I don't know. Yeah,
Catholic.
Yeah, Catholic Service. Yeah, no, the core on True, Madame for no link me sometimes. Me I said, David, I'm a share to my Pee you my brother sign so my bear 12 a.m. And our friend so and I also me studio. No, they watch it by your DNA and your joint be.
It never came out. Yeah. Hey, Mr. Never came out.
Yeah, no.
So you are sitting on a lot of projects.
Yeah, I record. I have even some of those things I've lost. I'm sure Boss has some of them, but I have like maybe 150 songs that probably never come out. Yeah.
So that is where you're here with Asakaa for your rapport with Asakaa for.
So I just took them there, did the introductions, everything. See, next day shooting the class man call. Right. Cause you know me person I say
Obi make say Q. I say why I won't say industry no. I say on pound she should be. I say industry no. I say why I won't say you are laid back. Like I'm watching everyone do their thing. If it pleases me, I'll support in my own small way because
I always support, but I don't put myself in the front of somebody else's thing.
Okay.
So as I mentioned, any way that I can to support what you're doing, especially if I think it's the right thing. If I don't think it's the right thing, and I think you will listen, I'll reach out to you and tell you, Nana, I do okay. Right? But I'll never put myself in the front of something that you are doing. And the one thing I'll never do too is my advice, but I'll never force you to take that advice.
Okay.
Because it be at the so I'll never get in your way. Okay. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you say the rate because to hip hop heads and the hip hop community, they felt Kojo Q, if Kojo Q was throwing himself about in the industry, in the cameras, he would have been bigger in the industry like how he is now. I remember they were doing a post on social media. Who are some of the most underrated rappers we have? Then your name keeps popping up. I didn't say industry. No, you feel saying would have been bigger than you are now. Why are you taking this approach into the industry, like the laid back approach? Is it not affecting you, your mileage, where you should have been placed in the industry?
I'm a laid back person. That's who I am. That's just my nature. I do not agree at all that is the only way. There isn't just one way to.
Feel say you are slept on.
No, I don't agree. I think my marketing has never gotten there. That's all. And I think the reason my marketing hasn't gotten there is because I have never had enough budget. That's just it.
Into the who blame industry, you're standing in the industry now. In terms of where someone for you someone underrated because your budget.
Yeah. Anytime I've had big a good enough budget to me to do something, They had mileage. Any time. What's the chance? Anytime. Sometimes, yeah, you see some of these things to court sympathy from the fans because they don't understand what actually goes on.
Okay.
So what's the chance? Say be a drop many stone acquire nyum. Na ma drop nyum. Mr. Stone ko Moame on promote on Moame mamin promote. I use that to court sympathy from people that say, oh, whatever. But beyond Stone giving me a verse, he's under no obligation
to extend
anything.
The help. Yeah.
If I had marketing money, I wouldn't need him. Have you ever seen Burna Boy complain that somebody didn't post a song? Ever in your life? Have you ever seen? You understand? Have you ever seen Davido complain that he did this song with Chris Brown and Chris Brown didn't post it? You don't need that. If you have your budget, if you have your business in line, so as an emergency, if you have your business in line, you do not. It helps, but you do not need that. So as an emergency, and obia so ni wa na be bibia, ohun se ekoya on jumping. So as an emergency, it is a me no oba enyum na say on posti, but me ya me marketing na say o so ya no pe bi Shazam #1 TikTok trend na. But me for phone in for what Kwaku TikTok video no. You understand what I'm saying?
Is the general problem of the industry say budget is the only constraint.
We do not have. It's not the only constraint, but we do not, for the game that we are currently you play no, we do not have a budget. Yeah, there's a popular tweet exchange I mean who sometime be not girl be or to London but or Ghanaian no Kahawa or more a marketing Davido or more Davido marketing campaign be and how she was so happy that they executed it. I know BBC and say and I'll be or Ghana and other na onye be ma Ghana for. I know say so catch ya engine this only one top artist be from Ghana. I'm money net na din komo. I'm discuss a budget on artist say a. Anna Nibakone say of course artists Nibaka say a because no only Nisi can do. And again say Nisi can do the any say or friend on record label. So what's the chance? So honestly, for the games that we want to play, Nisi can do.
So should we give up on the fight with the Nigerians?
No, we don't.
No, with the Nigerians,
that's
should we give up?
That's what I say. We don't have a fight with the Nigerians. We think we are fighting. We are not fighting with Nigerians.
We can't even fight them.
We don't have a fight.
The kind of monies they deal with in the industry and
we don't have a fight with the Nigerians. You are talking about a $500,000 marketing budget for an album. You are talking about $1 million marketing budget for it. You don't.
And artists no money
you don't have that.
You think artists don't have, or they don't see the essence of pumping that colossal sum in their projects?
They do not have the funding. If $1 million is all I have in the world, right?
Yeah.
It will be very hard for me to put it
back into your
all
craft.
of it into music. Make us say me bow or ni school fees. As I say, me ma me ofie. So as I mentioned, we do not have it. Down there, it's a simple fact. Ebi obi say minimum obi account mu. Enti obi na ono an empese obi yusua. Eno there ono anasem. But generally, so as I mentioned, Kwame boss na here. Bisane say the artist, the biggest artist, the marketing budget or use for artists no. Almost opinion be
right.
So as I mentioned, Bisane the biggest budget or model. I have a marketing and distribution agency. Right. Sometimes we do work for like big labels. I know the budgets they come with. For new artists that want in Kada. So as I mentioned, for new artists new artists be from Nigeria, I want in come or be other. I know the budgets they are coming with. You can't play in
so you think we have a long way to go without investors in our industry?
Oh yeah, that one there.
So we should end the needless rivalry with the Nigerians.
The first person the first person out of here that got the same type of energy behind him.
Blacko.
What happened?
So Blacko.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
The first type of person that got that same energy behind him. What happened?
The results, we see the results.
You see it. Right?
So you think, sir, Blacko is just beyond being talented?
Bro, talent is 30% of, and I'm being generous because I'm a talent. Yeah. Kwame is the 10%. Yeah. I'm being generous because I'm a talent myself. But talent at,
so Blacko is not there because he's extremely talented.
Talent at best is 30% of it.
Out of the 100.
Yes.
In what it takes to make an artist get to that mileage.
Talent at best is 30%.
Wow.
Because audio now you're recording them. Right?
Yeah.
When me recording them, boss na den it's a hanum na new within common na new form a relationship ain't na abon nyum.
Right.
But me dream say me nyum na ede. So as I mentioned say, me na me new be relationship or Accra ain't na abon nyum no. But nipa kwa na dream say na nyum ede. And ede. You understand?
But
so,
unya scanning label machine.
Unya machine behind you are. And links be perfect example.
Yeah.
Right? They almost seem to pick anybody. And it may not work in the beginning, Give them a year, 2 years, then it works.
Yes.
And once it works once, I bet work is because it's a machine. The machine knows how to feed it and it does.
And so to you there, because in the conversation I have with the clear example a bit in there Blacko, because on there evident, everyone knows the machinery behind Blacko's talent and where what the Ghana music do in the short space of 2 years or 3 years. You think say DJ Khaled Edenenyomo ye a yinini and ye bono baby.
How do you think DJ Khaled heard the song? You think he walked into some pub and they were playing a bunch of songs and he heard that one and he said, "Hey, this guy is so incredible," and he posted it?
Some man might have consciously. Okay.
Bro. You are here. You understand? You are here. You know. We do it all the time. My no me real no my bo. Na le na I post it on social media.
All these are label plugins.
All of this is just your team working hard. Because enyum de all na do when you be able to amount for anymore. So what I'm saying. But all partners say also manyum ne yede. Because enyum no so nya den na say
ye discard actually.
Ye de to amount for anymore. O ye ne den endru some level. Because amount for so hono mo den esike omo nyina to bibi achi a anya den. Am fasa na was sifa. Yeah. So that one there.
Yemfa Nigerian hip hop culture. The likes of let's take example the life of Odumodu Black, Black Bones. You think that if these resources and machinery that you are talking about was behind a rapper like Kojo, there was no way we can Odumodu Black and the Black Bones would have been compared to you if you had the right machinery behind you.
Would have been compared. They will always compare people.
Yeah, okay.
First of all, we are not even the same type of artists. Like we are not even the same type of rappers. He has a whole other Black. Odumodu has a whole other. He has a whole other bag.
But you don't think he is getting the mileage because he has budget behind him? Is he?
No, I'm coming. I'm saying first of all, we are not the same type of artist. I
I
don't even think if I was comparing me to somebody in Nigeria, I would pick him. He's in a whole other lane. You understand? I don't make music like that. It's a lot of melody. It's not the same.
Okay.
You understand? If you said me and Ladipo, that's a fair comparison.
Right.
So first of all, that's not even a fair comparison. That's one. Number two, definitely if you had an artist that can be compared to them, that had the same budget behind them as them, definitely they can compete. And most likely they won't compete. Most likely they will collaborate. You understand what I'm saying? Most likely they are not. It's not going to be me versus you. It's going to be, yo, come, let's make a song. Let's combine these two powers that we have and become even bigger.
Do you think Odumodu is overhyped?
Do I think Odumodu is overhyped? No, I don't think anything. I don't think it's overhyped.
So, but who are your target Nigerian rappers that you want? If you want to invade that industry, you would really like to work with them?
I work with anybody. If it is about invading the industry, then you are going to target the people that are big over there. Obviously, because that's how you invade. You are not going to invade it with.
But what do you think about their hip hop culture? Do you think that is the one of the brags we have over them? If we had the right investment,
I think if Nigerians believed that hip hop will make them as much money as singing, they could be as good as they want to be. They just don't believe it, so they don't put the money there.
Okay,
you understand? They are. If you meet 10 Nigerian label execs, 9 of them do not believe that they should put money behind hip hop. Maybe you find one person.
Okay.
So I believe it is just the fact that they don't respect the genre's ability to make money enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but flipping the conversation to Yaha. They say and only Afrobeat intimium, singing intimium. We have statistics.
Why is our focus Omo? Because Omo focus in your Omo focus in
America. Yeah. Even taking the award schemes over there and all that.
So why is our focus Omo? Because if our focus is Omo, we will have to wait for them to make a move before we match.
We follow
our focus shouldn't be them. Our focus should be who they are focusing on. What is the ultimate? So if America is the ultimate, the people you should be looking to compete with is Americans.
So anytime this Ghana-Niger conversation comes up, what do you feel?
I don't really care much.
Like you feel we should just move beyond those conversations.
Yeah, I don't care. I believe that anybody who understands the game they are playing and is Ghanaian does not even pay attention to that. You are always thinking about how we can make it so we can also make our game better. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm thinking about how we can get somebody into some of the spaces who will speak for us. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking about I'm trying to compete with a Nigerian rapper. Right? You are, first of all, you're never going to go step in Nigeria and automatically be more accepted than a Nigerian rapper in Nigeria.
You don't think Sarkodie has broken that?
I think they love Sarkodie, but I do not think that they love Sarkodie more than they love MI.
In Nigeria?
Yes, I don't think that for a second.
Why do you assume so?
Because he's Nigerian.
Nigerians don't rate Sarkodie more than MI.
I don't think they love him more than they love MI. Do you understand? I'm not talking about rating.
No. Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not talking about rating. I can tell you that I think that Eminem is a better rapper than Young Jeezy. But I listen to Young Jeezy more. I'm a Young Jeezy fan. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I do not think for a second that unless he was going there as he's a friend of him.
Okay.
If he entered there like I am coming to be bigger than MI, I don't think they are going to
accept.
Happen. No.
So you think Nigerians are more patriotic than Ghanaians?
Do you think that if an Accra rapper walked into Kumasi to come and say that they were bigger than what do they call it, Kwaku DMC, that we will allow that?
The question is, we are here to organize the statistics to know whether our people have come to accept their own. Say, no matter the debates, apart from what you know, no matter where you are, you can't. We won't allow you to.
I think I can't speak for Accra, but I think Kumasi we get behind. We fight each other when there are no outsiders.
Okay.
But we get behind each other when there are outsiders. That one, I'll never take that away. When they are outsiders, especially when they are a threat.
Okay.
If maybe an outsider comes and he's coming to collaborate with me, that's different. But if an outsider comes and he's a threat, we get behind that one there.
Judging from what you are saying, if indeed Kojo want us to believe say Kumasi Foji na omu di echi, ebia yemu die, ebeka say, then why did you openly admit that Sarkodie came over to Ashanti region and floored Flowking Stone in a rap battle? And there is news out there. Because
it is history and it happened. It's history. We were just recounting something that happened there. How long since that time? How long has it been?
It's been more than a decade.
Yes. During that whole decade, did you ever hear me sit anywhere and say this? Or did you ever hear...
Okay, so issue near, they have done rap battle. And I will say it was one of Flowking's biggest mistakes rap battle, because we feel say I didn't say it was. I think maybe Slim was the one that said that. I didn't say it was one of his biggest but
mistakes.
You feel say...
No, I recounted what I felt as a fan then, because at that time I was a fan of Flowking Stone. So he disappointed you with that rap battle. That was all I was saying. That at that time, as a fan, we didn't know the backstory. We didn't know they were coming from somewhere and they were tired. We didn't know that. Okay. But at that time, as fans, it's a cafe and arguments that he is better than. Yes. Others, the argument say he is better than Sarkodie. Yes. That time so never. You understand? Anna, our night not happening here. So for us, we were waiting for our champion to. It didn't go the way we expected it to go. We never really spoke about it after. The next morning, we were not online saying, "Oh, he is better than," like automatically this person is better than. We still put all the energy that we could behind him for more than a decade. Okay. You understand? But I am saying as a fan, that was the night that most of us stopped having that conversation. Because I grown from. Okay. Do you understand what I'm saying? And for me, I did not know the backstory. I did not know where they were coming from, and I did not know all of that. So for me and a lot of people who listened that night, and but this is how we felt. So after and let me say this, I was not in any way trying to disrespect Stone. No, I mean, in fact, if he feels disrespected, I'm apologizing to him on your platform. I was just recounting history. But do you think, sir honest opinion where I will share, because Flowking was the first major mainstream artist and man feature near the it's suppressing your ability to be honest on that a year now. So you are apologizing because he was the only. No. I am apologizing because it is not my intention to offend him, but I am just recounting hip hop history. Why do you think it's offensive to admit, say, Sarkodie likes Flowking on anyone? Has he expressed disappointment? No, because I've heard like some better I catch him say. And I'm a give yourself out. Some be I catch him. You understand? Maybe but I didn't mean any. But on one case on catch me. So on one case catch him. I will apologize to him if he wants a. And I'm sitting here and I'm saying that I that was never the intention of it. But do you still believe Flowking is a better rapper than Sarkodie? Do I still believe Flowking is a better rapper than Sarkodie? Because it has always been until rap battle happened, and maybe you stop openly defending the fact that Flowking is a better rapper. Yes. Now, what's your position on Flowking and Sarkodie? I think that they both have their. If we are talking just about rap, they both have their bags, and their bags are completely different. And their backs are complete. I think the whatever the difference is in terms of just skill, and I am speaking about 1 gallon Flowking Stone. Okay. I am speaking about Gimme Blow remix Flowking Stone. Right. I honestly don't listen to as much Flowking Stone now. Okay. I don't listen to as much Sack now. So currently, I cannot give an opinion on that. Okay. But I am speaking about that era. Yes, I'm speaking about 1 gallon Flowking Stone. I am speaking about Gimme Blow Flowking Stone. Right. If there was a difference, it was very small. Okay. You understand? Because for me, 1 gallon Flowking Stone is one of the best rappers I heard in my life. And then on that era, there was no way you're going to convince that any rapper
on that era was better than Flowking Stone.
No rapper was better than Okyeame Kwame to me at that time. And then after Okyeame Kwame was Stone. I thought Kunta would have been better.
Right.
If he had a longer run. But unfortunately, you understand?
The incident
happened. It happened. But I thought Kunta would have been better than the two of them. By now, like Kunta would have been outrageously good.
Right.
Even as a singer.
Right.
But it didn't happen because God knows why. But at that time, if there was at that time I was very much on the Flowking side.
Okay. So if you are saying say today Flowking there, untimi hold with Sarkodie today Sarkodie, when their major collaboration happened, Firebone
also I think it's particularly unfair to Sark, and I'm being totally honest. It is particularly unfair to Sark. The same way I thought when Sark was coming, it was unfair to Stone to compare Sark to him, because Stone had done so much at that point. Do you understand? I think it's also particularly unfair to Sark, because honestly, it does not matter what you think about his rapping ability. He is the biggest rapper in the country.
So for anyone to compare Flowking to Sark at this moment,
I think it's unfair. I don't think it's disrespectful. I think it's unfair.
Based
on the fact that he's done so much.
Rap achievements.
Yes, he's achieved so many things.
But then here we are talking about rap as an art.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said that it is not disrespectful.
Okay.
Because if I guess that's what you're talking about.
Okay.
But I am just saying that I just think it's unfair. Like, just leave it.
And I think I side with you. He's the biggest.
He's the biggest.
Okay. So who is your biggest rapper? And who is your best rapper? And who is your favorite rapper? I want to understand.
The biggest rapper,
undoubtedly,
is Sark.
Okay.
I think anybody, if anybody denies that, they are just not being truthful.
Right.
The statistics say
yes,
it's the same. Yes. I have a lot of favorite rappers. Right. I have a lot of favorite rappers. EL is one of my favorite rappers of all time.
Right.
Currently, Kwaku DMC is one of my favorite rappers.
And people will say it's laughable, but because Kwaku DMC is just known for quotables. But why do you think Kwaku DMC deserves a seat in the rap conversation in Ghana now?
Nah, because he's talking about
organic stuff,
things that I relate to. Do you understand? It's not so strange that when I met him, I finally figured out that we lived around the same place. We just never met.
Okay.
He's talking about all the things that I relate to.
Okay.
So obviously he's one of my he's one of my favorite rappers at the moment.
Okay.
Note that I am not saying the best rapper. I'm saying he is currently one of my favorite rappers.
Okay.
If I'm doing my top 5 currently, I'll put DMC in there. I will put
in order.
I don't. It's not
okay.
an order. It depends on what you're doing.
Right.
I'll put DMC in there. I'm listening to a lot of Kwaku Smoke now. I'll put him in there as well.
Oh,
Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, the Play My album is incredible. The new one is also incredible. Like, Online is one of my favorite songs at the moment.
Right.
So EL, DMC currently,
Kwaku
Smoke currently. Like there are a lot of people like J-So is incredible as well. Kiara is incredible as well. Like, there are just a lot of them.
Yes,
you understand, that I can put there that I personally listen to and I love. Yeah.
What really gave you a special seat in the rap space? People had said, you're underrated, but after that project, now the debate sort of ended, and now Kojo Q, I've seen all-time best rappers list with Kojo Q in there. And why do you think it took that project for Ghanaians to finally accept that, this is the guy?
The same reason I love Kwaku DMC. They felt like I was telling their story. That's really the trick to what we do. If it's relatable, right? If a person can wake up in the morning and play it everywhere they go because they relate to what you're saying, they relate to the emotion behind it, right? If I fall in love and I get my heart broken and I hear a song that you just made that's about heartbreak and I can relate to what you're saying, my favorite song of all time, right? If I'm in the cafe and I'm trapping at night and I hear about one I'm awake. That's my favorite song
Awake
of all
by
time.
Flick. Then that's my all-time best.
You understand? That's maybe I'm not even in the cafe. Maybe I am in the studio.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm in the studio at 1. I'm also trying to make money. About 1 I'm awake. That's my favorite song of all time. So really it's about being able to touch people in ways that they will never be able to forget, and they can. Because all of my favorite songs are songs that I can use like that.
Okay.
You understand?
But then, did you think, say, for my brothers also got the mileage because you really toned down on puns and bars and metaphors and literary forces and made it relatable? Like, what kind of storyline more than concentrating on the punches and the metaphors?
But I've never. Okay, I have been. But for I'm coming. For the
anytime we talk about bar rappers,
I'm coming. For the most part, for the most part of my career, because now I have a career that's like over a decade.
Yeah.
For the most part of my career, I haven't been a punchline rapper.
Kojo.
Oh yeah,
this is news to the industry.
Yeah, it's true. For the most part of my career, the problem was that I came in as a punchline rapper, and I spent like maybe the first 4 years of my
Una ultimate beat no drop off fresh into say VIP, and that was at that time when even metaphor and your money be a big deal. No, you were dropping these when people used to put pen on paper to analyze rap. Before then, I mean, this is what you did on.
I made sure I say it's over a decade.
A decade span of.
So when you check over a decade,
you dropped.
Yes, I stopped at a point. Now let me make one thing very clear. I believe and use rap as a communication tool. My end goal for rapping is to be able to tell stories that will affect people that they can use in their daily lives. In the beginning of my career, I was trying to improve as a rapper. A lot of the punchline things was just me making my writing better. Okay. It was never anybody that used to come to the Q studio, right? Anybody that used to come to the Q studio and hear music that I was recording, it wasn't even rap. Like the song that I'm telling you that I have with Flowking Stone, it was a song over. It was a song over, I think, an Adwa type. This was before rap. No, not Adenkra. The one that never came out. This was before rapping drums. It was a song over like very traditional. I think it was Amponsan with some Adwa, whatever. You remember that? Yeah. Like that was a type of, I was always making that type of music. But I wanted to improve as a rapper first. So a lot of that period was just me battling myself to become better. Okay. And when I felt like I was good enough at it, I toned down on that and I started telling stories. You don't think say you switch because among for you say rappers that punches that uses so much metaphor a come do or more raps? No. Because Sarkodie has openly said, he says our punchline here there then come do. Oh no. But he every once in a while he throws one out there. Punching. Yeah. Ever heard the Sarkodie throw a punchline? Yeah, I've heard a few. It's not off the top of my head, but I've heard a few. Yeah, I've heard a few. So you disagreed when he says rapper or punchy baby are like, I mean, the bars are not important and all that. He has stated it. Especially when he was hitting at Manifest. He felt Manifest was doing something there. Bars are very important. They are the fundamental of, but bars are not necessarily punchlines. They are not the same thing. Okay. A bar is just you using the elements of rap in an exciting way. You can say a bar that is not wordplay. Okay. But the rhyme scheme is incredible. Okay. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or what you just said is an incredible thing. Okay. You understand what I'm saying? From Flowking. That is not a wordplay necessarily. Right? That's not a metaphor. You understand? That's not a simile. But that's a bar. You understand? You understand? That's a bar. At the same time, Okyeame Kwame's verse on that same song, that whole verse is an extended metaphor where he's comparing a relationship to a car. Right? And also because any word any low type word playing those are bars. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it was, for me, it was never about that. It's just that for me, I'm trying to tell you, I don't want to rap about how well I can rap all the time.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
When there's time for that, I will show you. But I don't want, if you pick a project from me, song A to Z, we flow, you're the greatest. I don't want to do that. You understand?
You feel rappers rapping about they being the best, they being the top rated, and it bores you.
I think there's a time and place for that.
Okay.
And I think that what do they call it? I think that as they evolve, they are probably going to move
away
in other directions,
okay.
right?
Okay.
You brought up Manifest.
Yes.
The beauty of Manifest is actually a storyteller. He just manages to still bring a lot of the wordplay
in that
to the stories that he's telling. I barely know sleep. He be some way. He's telling a story. He's not telling you he's the greatest rapper that ever came. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you listen to the whole Nowhere Cool album, he has maybe 2 songs on there that he's like, oh, I'm the greatest rapper.
Yeah,
but all the rest of the songs, he's telling stories. Apai, he's telling stories. It's just he can still play with words when he's telling stories. You understand what I'm saying? And he can still do it at a high level.
Okay.
Yeah. So by all means, if you can tell stories, if you can spit in a way that people will relate to and do your wordplay, do it.
Sarkodie released a hip hop project and still almost 90% talks about how great a rapper is, how he's the biggest, how he's the most rated amongst the equals. You think he should be rapping about something differently at this level?
I think all of the 80% of the Sarkodie songs that people love are not the songs where he's saying he's the greatest.
Okay.
You understand? I think 80% of the songs that people are crazy about when it comes to Sark, they are not the songs where he's saying that he's the greatest. Okay. But those things are needed sometimes. Every once in a while, you have to remind people that I do this.
That's what you mean now.
You understand? I do this. But those are not necessarily his. You understand?
Were people disappointed when the Kojo crew, all of the sudden Kojo crew, azonto, mama ye. What was the feedback from that project? Because as you said, you disappointed a lot of us who had always vouched for you. Say, na Kojo crew pa na mama ye.
Do you know what's crazy? Do you know what's crazy? 80% of the people didn't even know I was on that song. Yeah, 80% of people didn't even know I was on that song. 98. Like, they didn't even know. I before we dropped for my brothers, we did like a poll of some Kojo Q fans and things. And one of the questions was, "How did you feel when you heard Mama Ye?" And they were like, why are you asking me that?
Is that your song?
Yeah, it's a Kojo. Like, that's a Kojo. Like, I never knew. 80% of people didn't even know that, and they jammed to it. So if just knowing that it is my song now, it is not a jam for you anymore. I think you should question yourself more than you should question me. Because you are trying to put me in a box.
Are you sure?
Yeah. You have decided for yourself that I am a bar rapper.
Okay.
And I cannot be anything else.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I walk in here selling rice. And because the rice is so fire, in your head I'm a rice seller. Until who said me ton banku. I don't know Kojo ton banku. No, that's your thing. I don't have any problem with you feeling like that. But just know that in my life, the original and factor
Okay.
Yeah.
So you formed one of the best rap duos and I mean you and Lil Shaker.
Yeah.
You had a couple of nominations and all that with Pen and Paper album. You guys were good. It was good to see you guys together. All of a sudden, I'm hearing BBNZ, Moko BBNZ. So there is information out there. So clear it on us. So EL at a point in time, Namo say why arrogant. Will BBNZ. He was not really mutuni for no untie. Le Shaker ene wo mumuache over EL. We say me dine me teme home. We say ote on ho dia ene me di EL echi. Tell us, is EL the cause of the division of your brotherhood between you and
Pen and Paper happened after EL had left BBNZ.
Why did EL leave you guys?
You have to ask EL. I was not an executive at BBNZ. So I don't have.
Okay, so there's information out there that after EL, every artist of the year, after move friend in meetings, cry on back.
Me friend in meeting for. I'm an artist on BBNZ, so you have to either ask EL or ask the bosses at BBNZ, because I was never in a single EL BBNZ meeting. I'm an artist. He's more likely to be in my meetings because he was the president of music at the time. Do you understand what I'm saying? Into no mean to me kind of me a fair EL meeting now.
Okay, so because they say it's out there, EL has openly come to say Nyoma or regret after winning artist of the year. Now team no mutune for untie. He has said it and you have heard it.
Oh no, okay.
You have heard it, haven't you heard it? Tell me
I haven't.
You haven't heard it.
No, I have seen excerpts of that interview, but I haven't heard. I know I've heard about the regret part.
Yeah,
I didn't hear the whole.
Was he becoming arrogant after winning artist of the year? After now on Famasa Munyashwe, yes, Kojo crab. Like or suggested BB or meeting a year doesn't want to take and all that.
No, my catch was a meeting. There was never a BBSD meeting that I was that year. That was about year that I was in.
Okay.
I wasn't that high level.
Okay. So for someone you have said to be one of your best rappers of all time, how did you feel after him falling off after leaving BBNZ and winning artist of the year?
I wish him well. I hope that he gets back to the heights.
Have you been talking?
No, we don't talk.
Why don't you talk with the anymore?
We do not have a.
You are label mate. You are label mates. You guys have had a year together. I mean all that.
We do not have a relationship currently.
Why?
Yeah, we don't. I think because we stayed back with the label, maybe he felt the way. Yeah, but
so say you guys betrayed him because on him here he say Mufi label na munko I think say code Mufi label him and or say label no ba no ka bi ma na label no put you on, but when you were hesitating munyina mu betray no, you and Shaker betrayed him and all that, so he felt bad. That's how come in temunya fine be. Yeah,
so maybe he's not like, we don't have conversations. That's all I can say about it. EL is a big part of why I'm sitting here now, because if that BBNZ thing didn't happen, maybe by now KBA may a professor or baby instead of rapping, right? And you know, I will never be able to sit anywhere and whatever thoughts that I have, without negative, say them. There's only gratitude that I can give him. And you know, if that's how he felt, okay, I'm sorry about it. Keep it moving.
But you don't have a relationship now?
No, right now we don't have a relationship. Yeah. Right now we don't. I don't remember the last time I spoke to him. But if we see each other outside, it's yo, what's up? And then
have you met?
Yeah, we've met since he left BBNZ. We've met like maybe 3 or 4 times. It's like, yo, child, everything cool, and then we move on.
And so, Lil Shaker, what you and Lil Shaker, what was the issue?
There's no issue. I'm with Shaker like almost every time I'm in Accra. Yeah. So the thing with Pen and Paper is, Pen and Paper was never meant to be a group, right? Pen and Paper happened because EL was leaving the label, and I got to the label. One of the reasons I signed to the label was because of L.
Yeah.
So as he was leaving, we all had a conversation that, oh, maybe we might all have to also leave, right? And he was going to go and form his own thing. Shaker was going to go and do his own thing. I was going to go back to doing my own thing. And at that point, I was literally even doing my own thing. And we kind of had a conversation about what the next step is. And at that time, I was spending so much time with Shaker that he started playing me unfinished hip-hop songs. You must understand that I was also a fan of Shaker from when he was with Jay So at Skinny.
Right.
And I was a fan of hip-hop Shaker. He had become more singer Shaker. So when he started playing me hip-hop stuff that he hadn't released, I was like, bro, you have all these fire joints. Why you put them out? And he's like, Charlie, he doesn't know. And he hasn't also been able to like kind of complete them. I was like, Charlie, then let's just do something.
Okay.
So we recorded it purely to record.
On a project, not because you're forming a rap duo.
No.
Or something.
We're just around each other a lot.
Okay.
And we made it.
Okay.
And then when we were done, I came up with a marketing plan. And I was like, okay, we can do something great with this thing. but we need money. So just to give BBNZ the benefit of the doubt, let us go to them with this plan. And let us tell them that we have this project, this is what we want to do. If they back us, then we will make our decision on whether we are staying or not. If they do not back us, then we know that we are not staying. That's the end of. And that is why we stayed, because we took that to them.
Okay.
And they backed us.
And that's why EF felt betrayed.
Yes.
Okay.
Like that's why he felt betrayed, because but I don't think any of us was going to like follow him anyway. Maybe we were most likely going to leave the label, but I don't think we were
going to follow him.
No. I don't think we were going to be a part of whatever he was going to build.
But I think from the way he felt betrayed, he still hold grudges. He still bear grudges though.
Charlie.
You have not made any move to reconcile or something.
Charlie, is
let's end the conversation with something you hardly talk about, but it's also one of the most exciting parts. People want to know about you. That you married way too early, and people got broke. The first time you posted your wife, and a lot of ladies got. You are one of the rappers that had a personality that the ladies really like. That's why I that be me chime home. I say my flex. You are a flex that be. I say money that will be. I say me pay gentleman, man being by me a street boy, me a bad boy kakra. I say God fearing Kendrick Lamar be. I say yo Kumasi boy style be. So on I don't know. The day you posted your wife, a lot of ladies got heartbroken. Like, he's married. Why so early? Like, what? I mean, why did you marry so early as a guy that was exposed to tasted fame at the early stage, and like, why family came in so early for you?
Because I wanted to do it. Me life, no, dear, me. If I want to do something, I do it. It's a problems bar. I face it. Me my fear, me control. So when I want to do it, I do it.
Married at the age of?
I think I was 26. Yeah, like straight out of.
Kojo.
Yeah.
It's because, yes, you. Okay, so your wife is pharmaceutical, whatever.
She's a neuroscientist.
Neuroscientist. What do they do?
Science that has to do with the brain.
Okay.
Yeah, and then she's also a pharmacist, and she is associate professor of pharmacology. Yeah.
Berman so kwa repair. Yeah, this is a clear example of Berman so kwa repair. repair. So I'm being told your sometimes you. I mean, this information out there. Let me know. Sometimes some of the stuff that you write, your wife coaches you on your lyrics and all that.
No.
Is you not a fan of your?
No. She's a. She
listens to you.
She doesn't coach me on lyrics, but she's like
she's a hip hop
quality control. Yeah, she loves hip hop. She's quality control.
But what that means?
And which means that I'll play it for her. And
she vets your songs before your rap before they come.
She will tell me it's not nice.
And you trust her judgment on your songs?
Yeah, I trust her. Yeah. Why would she lie to me? She's my wife. So if it's not nice, she'll tell me that you've played me 10 songs. In each of them, you are saying this thing. It looks like you've said it too much. So now I pay attention to it. Oh, okay. When I listened to it, I was saying, okay, true.
Has your wife ever vetted a song that she said was going to really make a mark that actually did?
That's hard because when she likes it, she likes it. Yeah, so when she likes it, she really likes it. So that one there, all of it, yeah.
How have you been driving the ladies away from? How has she been managing dating a superstar, a rap star? Like how?
Those are questions for her. How she manages?
Because so hard drink akra.
Me hard drink.
Are you a loyal husband?
Of course.
I've never cheated on your wife.
Yes. If you have evidence, then you present it. That's all. But
how do you stay away from scandals? Kojo Q. I say, or baby say, or no baby say. I say
because many of
you don't kiss and tell. You don't kiss and tell. And you clean your floors.
Many of baby are bibiasa. So many of baby are bibisa. And Kobabeka. Many of baby are bibiasa. And I'm there to hey. Like you, the things that are important to me in life, those things are not part of.
Because you're a Kumasi boy, you are a guy, a man, you have never cheated on your wife.
No.
More than 10 years of marriage.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's very strange for you.
It's news though.
It's news. Why is it news?
Then doctor, you are lucky. I want to be like Kojo.
Why? But it's not that hard.
To stay loyal, to committed to, especially or no one
But she's here.
How often?
And she's here a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, she's here a lot, and then she goes, and then she.
It's amazing.
You see, Charlie, near me and my head, and there's nothing in it. The thing about me is, I grew up on Bantama. The high street was just right there. BBIB. And I started seeing those things 11. Bro, I think the first time I saw Sex F, I was like 8.
Yeah.
Right? I started seeing those things from that time.
The first time you did what?
I saw sex, I was like 8.
You saw sex? Yeah. 8 years now, who sex?
Not that I had sex.
Okay,
I didn't have sex at 8, but the first time I saw
sex,
like somebody, and this is not a good thing for any kid to be seeing.
At that time.
But it is just the environment that I grew up in, right? Okay. So these things were not, when I was in SS, I was running around with an Okyeame and them, drinking pusher, smoking cigarette on high street and things.
So it's no news.
It's nothing. Like by the time I was 25, I had lived a life that a normal 32-year-old probably would have lived. You understand? Because and yet it wasn't fun anymore.
Okay.
So I said, me and you only. So no.
Or no. I be in a dance here. I won't vouch for. I won't vouch for.
Yeah. Or no. Me and you only. Or no. So no. Need them all.
Yeah.
Bantama.
Yes. Na munyina muda hobi.
No ni akọ.
Sadani eboni history say I just say worry ngudie.
Ono onim kwa onim girls in kwa be 4.
Yeah.
O sa ho. Onim dia akọ so. It's like you understand?
Yeah.
And this was me SS.
Kojo Q.
In SS I had what, like 5 girlfriends?
Nah, timetable.
Not excited.
I know ladies will be heartbroken. Still, people don't believe you are a family man, like you are settled family man. Cool. So all the side chick has been driven away by this conversation. I'm sorry, it's not my fault. I had to let the world know that. I mean, beyond the rap star, you know, he's a very homely person.
I don't even like to leave my house. That's why I don't. It's not that I don't enjoy interviews.
Why do you shy away from the cameras and from the paparazzis?
I don't like to leave my house. If they will come to my house, fine. But I just don't like to leave my house much.
I mean, wrapping up this conversation. Now you want to tell us you are not slept on. Ghanaians should not feel that way. You feel you feel you are giving your flowers enough in what you've done in the rap game.
I think that for what I've been able to do, can I do more? Definitely.
Yes.
But for what I've been able to do, yes. Because when you say somebody is underrated, it means they've done absolutely all they can do and people are still not giving them the ratings. I have not.
And who is a clear example of that thing, I should ask you? They have done all they need to do in their space, yet we fail to acknowledge them as.
I think Flowking is underrated.
Right.
I think Flowking should be rated higher than most people rate him. Okay. You understand? I feel he has, if you are going to talk about top 10 hip life songs of all time, you cannot skip by Simple.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I feel like he's had like.
And you feel his relocation is a big mistake to his career, longevity and sustenance?
Bro, I leave that to him.
Okay.
It's whatever the relocation is doing for him, is doing for him. Yeah, Flowking might be the first rapper who relocates and it works out. And then we all now realize that you can relocate and it works out. So I'm not going to judge.
You should test. But you don't feel underrated. You don't feel the industry is sleeping on you.
No.
And all that.
No. I feel like there's more to do. And I feel like I'll either do it for me or I'll do it for another artist that I pick up. Yeah.
So a very final part of the conversation. Now, rappers who are supposed to hold down the culture are now switching to singing. Do you feel heartbroken?
No.
Amrado, I mean, amazing hip hop.
No. Like I told you earlier, the people that used to come to the studio know that the rap is not even my first love. My first love is high life.
Okay.
Yeah. So like Kwekwanas, it's a beautiful song. My only rule for an artist is that whatever you are deciding to do, it shouldn't be because people are saying you should do this.
Right.
But if you want to do it, if I enter the studio today and I feel like today I want to do an Asakaa song, that's what I want to do. You do it.
Okay.
Right? Okay. If your team do not feel like it works for your brand, they don't put it out. It's fine.
Okay.
Right? But as for you restricting yourself, because mind you, the very first time you heard Amrado, on na na shani baby no on one on oye ni bibi no ye ba na ote ana wani je. But after wani je we no, from that day every day person or channel the onye. But really the oye na one man input bia no. Enu mom na eden. Enu mom na enter. So me I always want artists to just create. I don't make a lot of dance music because I don't party a lot.
Okay.
If so I start partying, yes, it just doesn't come to me naturally. But Obi I am there.
Okay.
As a shake I head dance song, I bet maybe my jam is but it just doesn't come to me naturally because I don't party a lot. If I start partying, that's the type of music I'll make. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine, and that is it about it. And I wish now you had come here with at least an award of a best rapper award to show that for what Kojo Q has done. Like, it doesn't seem there's any award to your credit yet. It hurts me. Like, I don't feel there's nothing to show for as a rapper in terms of.
We won best edited video at Foresight Awards.
Yes.
We walked off the stage. They gave us 2 plaques. We walked off the stage. I gave one to Sheka. I gave the other one to Kumoji, the director. And I walked away. How many times are people giving me an award and they sit in your house? I don't give a fuck about that, bro. Never care about that. The biggest award for me is for you to tell me, Kojo, rich dad, poor dad, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna me bar. Hustle. That's the biggest. I don't care about what I go take that do.
Kojo, this is your camera. Give us the deepest verse you ever wrote, and let's wrap up on this conversation. That you are a fan of that verse yourself.
The deepest verse.
Yes, the hardest verse.
What does it? What do you mean by that?
Okay, so it might not be deep, but you relate so much that anytime you are a fan of that verse yourself, when you spit that, you feel the emotional connections and all that.
Charlie, I have a.
But top of mind.
Those. No, I have a lot of those. Like there's more music. There's more music that I have made now that are yet to come out that I'm more attached to.
Okay.
But if I'm talking about songs that I've made from before, I won't even remember. Do you remember some? I did some song be with Ewa. Do you remember Ewa from Q, the gospel guy? I did some song be with him and he was on the hook.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I lost it, but it was one of the.
But I like Pastor Number with Kwame Eugene. Kwame Eugene sat here and said you are one of the few people that really believed in him when he was starting, and he came to give you props and all that. So, yeah,
bro,
yes,
that was when I knew that boy.
Yes,
that was when, because I
is there at early stages and son or but
he came on fire out at that point. I think no on fire. Because David Carter and the catcher me say reach him with him in studio. I didn't even know what they wanted. And I'm a quiet. Me call him so I'm a new boy become a Eugene. And I'm a and he started playing me songs. I was like, yo, this kid is good. And I say show them. Show them so. Oh, na me hear verse na man quick. It's me yeah na me yeah kokra. And our board number. And I'm saying, wow. I'm saying, yo, this guy. This guy is going to be one of the biggest. And every day I see him, I'm happy. It proves that I'm not crazy. Yeah. And
yes, and so yes, we are talking about, you've talked about a whole lot. And also, we also want to extend congratulations to Kojo Q for featuring on the BET Cypher for 2023.
Yeah, we are in 24,
yes,
so
2024, yeah. Yes, and that is about it. Thank you for sticking with us. Thank you, Kojo Q, for sharing with us your life history, your journey into music and all that. And that is where we put in today's exciting conversation. I know that you really, really enjoyed this conversation. If there's anything you want to Kojo Q to know, just drop your comment there. I know he'll be reading as time moves on. Thank you once again for the privilege of your company. This has been your infotainment platform here with me, Portfolio DMC. Stick with me and enjoy the rest of our conversations.